Oh, is this thing on? Well, hello there. This is Carmen with Sustainable Secrets, and today I'm going to be talking about an art piece that I made out of 100% recycled materials. I'm a zero waste artist and an eco artist, which means I make art out of trash, and I also do social art project as well, trying to raise awareness and community development. So today we're going to be talking about a piece I made right here in the background, which is made out of recycled glass, recycled paper and cardboard, metals, and styrofoam. I'd like to inspire people to live more sustainably and to see garbage as a material and not as garbage, but actually as a viable resource that we can reuse to create amazing things. Like if you look at this piece, you wouldn't actually think it was made out of trash. So this artwork is to inspire people to actually be able to use these materials as a viable resource. Okay, so some people may be aware and some people aren't, because we just throw it away and it becomes not our problem anymore once you throw it away. But there is a major trash problem going on in the world right now. I mean, we throw away enough trash to circle the earth 4 times over every year. And like 100,000 animals in the ocean, minimum 400 or 100,000 animals die in the ocean a year from our plastic problems. And they say that there's going to be more plastic in the oceans than fish by 2050. I mean, this is pretty sad because we've only been creating plastic for not that long. So we need to really figure out what we can do to use this material as something not as discarded and trash. And I've got a couple dream projects. My dream vision project actually would be to have these barges that go out into the ocean and gather the ocean trash and clean it and dry it, and then we melt it into molds and make construction lumber out of that, and then you have another barge and you send that, and so you're not cutting down trees and you're taking out the trash from the ocean. And there are other companies that are doing similar projects, taking recycled trash and turning it into lumber, so I know it is a possible thing. So this is like my dream. I would love that as my ultimate dream project. So we can do things to make a difference, and we just need to actually get together and start doing this. And my artwork is to show people that it is possible to take these discarded materials and turn them into something like absolutely amazing that you wouldn't think you could make out of some discarded materials. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about a few pieces of mine that are made out of recycled paper. There's so much waste of paper. It's really kind of sad. We get all this junk mail every day and you're just like, what the heck is going on? You can register for different things to try and stop junk mail from happening, and to make sure that they're not going into the dump, you can recycle your paper and do something similar to this. I made a mold first actually I did a drawing with a hot glue gun and then made a mold of it, and then I take my paper and I put it in a little emulsion blender and pulp it up and press the glass in there and let it dry, and you get something like this. Again, here's a Frida Kahlo similar in fashion, where you take the pulp paper and you put the glass particles in and you put the paper on top and you dry that and you come up with some beautiful pieces. Okay, I'm going to go through a couple of pieces that I've made out of recycled materials. These ones contain recycled paper and recycled glass with old house paint. So when the camera goes in, you'll see, so what I'll do is I'll take a drawing and I'll make a drawing out of hot glue gun, and then I'll make a mold of that. So then I take the glass particles and I put it inside the mold, and then I take the pulp paper and press that in and let that dry, squeeze in some house paint, remove it, and you get these amazing pieces. Let's see. Oh gosh, we have a little piece down here. This one here, I'll bring it up, you can see it. So this piece here is made out of recycled bottles. I go to my friends' parties and I'll pick up their bottles. This would be like maybe a vodka bottle, some Chardonnay, maybe some cider, some beer bottles. I'll shred those, I'll crunch those up to make my own frit. That's what you call crushed glass. And I'll make molds and put that in a kiln. And this is with pulp paper, another recycled piece.
So another little fact about me is I lived off-grid in Hawaii, the big island of Hawaii, for 14 years before living off-grid was cool. So, I mean, rainwater catchment, sustainable, growing my own food. I mean, if you could make it rain, you could take a shower. But we had like catchment tanks, and so basically every day for 14 years I watched the sunset into the ocean through a bunch of forests. So a lot of my artwork you'll see having a lot of trees and nature because, well, I just love nature and I've been around it for so long. So this piece here is made out of recycled crushed bottles, broken bottles, leaves, flowers, broken glass, and probably like a refrigerator size amount of styrofoam. Like all the edging and all this green and black that you see is all styrofoam. And actually the entire back is fortified with styrofoam to make this piece lightweight and very durable and strong. And then I also have LED lights that I installed in the back to highlight the piece, and a lot of pulp paper also in this piece. Copper wire. Love these pieces. All right, next, let's see. We'll go down to this piece here, which I just made for an ocean awareness exhibit, which the piece is called Invasive. And for me, like there's a few ocean species that are pretty invasive, like the lionfish and the jellyfish. So to make them all out of plastic, for me, is like telling people how invasive our plastic is. So this piece is made out of 100% recycled plastics, including lots and lots of straws. So I really like this place. And this bag jellyfish turned out pretty cool out of yogurt containers. So similar, the crushed glass and the fused paper mixed together with some old found paint. I also do displays for people when I do my sustainability lectures and stuff, and here's kind of a fact chart on different things that people can read, like the fact that we throw out enough plastic each year to circle the planet 4 times, and some brutal imagery of the albatross's babies full of plastics, and the whales diving in the big trash stuff. And I give a list of the stuff that is not recyclable so that you can try and limit your use of these. And then I also give you zero waste tips, like, you know, bring metal straws, bring your own container. And then I'll actually show you what you can put in your blue bin if your counties have blue bin containers. This is Los Angeles, which has a high amount of things you can recycle, including styrofoam. You know, like, out of all the stuff that you can recycle, probably people are only recycling 30% of it. So it's a really great idea to like go onto a website and try and figure out what your county recycles, what you can put in your blue bin, so that you can really try not to have like this ugly visual happen of really gross waste. So right here is a papercrete Buddha head that I made. This is where you take pulp paper and concrete and you mix it together. And then I drilled the hole through it and installed the lamp feature. And then again, more crushed paper and pulp paper with mixed house paints. Over here is, I've really been getting into the plastic waste thing because I've been working on for a long time a lot of papers and metals and things when plastics are one of our biggest issues. So I've been trying to work on a lot of things like that. So this particular piece is made out of 100% landfill waste, including like take-home containers, Ziploc bags, different grocery type bags, yogurt lids, and like Gatorade lids and shampoo bottles and things like that. So up here is another one of my favorite zero waste pieces, which I made for a zero waste exhibit. This is all crushed fused glass. This piece took like so long to make because a lot of what I do is experimental. There's not a lot of people working with recycled materials. So I seriously had like 3 months of fails to try and get these pieces done right. And that's when I was also experimenting with a lot of the melting of the styrofoam. I'm gonna put on my gas mask. You'll see later. And so a lot of like driving out to Las Vegas really inspired me, like the desert drives and things like that. So a lot of this is all about the desert and the scenery of that, and the moon setting and that kind of things. And so the piece is made out of cardboard, pulp paper, crushed glass, different found metals, lots of styrofoam, and LED lights. And again, similar, we have another piece here, like another tree. And these are, again, more of the plastic waste. This Quetzalcoatl is made out of a lot of bottle, like Gatorades and different colorful bottle lids. And yeah, this probably was my favorite piece of all the fused pieces that came out in that series. That was like finally like, oh, I got it right after all these fails. Never stop, guys. Seriously, 3 months of fails. When stuff just like blows up on you and like breaks and stuff, like never give up hope. You're gonna find it eventually. We'll find the way to make it happen. So yeah, these pieces took so long because I was just trying to figure out how to even make it possible. So yeah, so here's that. It's a little update, more of the paper. And so this is a little bit of how you can actually take waste and turn it into things that are amazing.
What's this thing?
Yes. So as a zero waste artist, I actually support other zero waste companies. So you'll see the trash I'm about to work with today. So whatever I don't get to, oh, actually, all right, I'm gonna cut. All right. So earlier today, someone asked me, like, where's the trash? And I was like, I don't even have one. So I don't even have a trash can, you guys. Everything gets recycled somehow. I've got a food cycler to recycle to turn into compost. Whatever I don't turn into artwork that I've from garbage that I've produced. Companies like TerraCycle, who has made it so that I don't have a panic attack. I'm a zero waste artist. They're a zero waste company. So whatever I don't get to recycle on my own, at the end of the year, I'm going to put stuff in here and I'm going to know that it's not going to go to a landfill. So I just wanted to tell people about that. I don't have a trash. You don't have to have a trash. There are ways around it. You can compost your food. You can try and bring like your own take-home containers, your own containers to the store, buy in bulk. And you can also support companies like TerraCycle who or buy my artwork. Send me your trash, I'll recycle it too. Or, buy a zero waste bin from TerraCycle and they will gladly take your stuff and make sure it does not go into landfill. Look them up, they're a very amazing company. Thank you, people. No trash. They're all about that too. The concept of waste is a concept. Waste is a concept and we're trying to change that. And it's a viable resource that we can use to make other things out of. And you can go to my website or my Facebook pages or different links I'll have with different companies that are doing positive things that you can support. Like Adidas is starting to make shoes out of recycled plastics. I mean, there's like so many biofusion. They're making like bricks out of trash. You have eco bricks. I mean, there's so many things positive things are going on that we can focus on or support. And I would like to tell you guys about them.